Today's outdoor warning siren test in Lawton was a success. This after 2 failed siren attempts since May. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jessica Bowman. Today's successful test comes after nearly a month of hit and misses for the Lawton siren. Now let's get you caught up tonight. The issue first became known on May 19th, 2026 during severe weather when the siren did not go off. The city of Lawton had some work done May 28th of this year and passed its annual maintenance check. That's according to documents obtained by KTIV. But we know for a fact the siren did not work June 1st during the next month sirens test. Now that brings us up to this week. Today's successful siren test. KTIV's Taylor Deckard has been following this story since the day that siren failed. So Taylor, what new information do you have for us tonight?
Jessica, I briefly spoke with Woodbury County Communications Director Wendy Hess on the phone today, and she said that it was just a follow-up test to last week's failed attempt. The Communications Center has not done anything to change the status of the siren, and there's not been any further discussion on the siren from the Communications Center. Hess said each city owns its siren infrastructure and should be taking steps to keep it in working order. But the Lawton Mayor, Jesse Pedersen, said it's up to residents to be weather aware.
It can't always fall onto the city. You know, if you have a neighbor and you know they're elderly, go over and check on them. Make sure they understand there's a storm coming and make sure they know that something, you know, how can they get notified?
According to documents from the city of Lawton, this is not the first time there has been an issue with the siren. Back in April 2024, the siren was broken according to a report from 2024 from Blue Valley Public Safety, a service company out of Grain Valley, Missouri.
Technology is the greatest thing in the world until it doesn't work.
Technicians spent 6 hours traveling and working on it. It was listed as a no-go, and the city had to pay over $3,000 to fix the control board and replace the batteries, according to this report from Blue Valley Service in 2024. This is the brain of the siren, and alone costs $1,395 to replace. So what happens if the Lawton siren fails again during severe weather? We asked the mayor.
The plan B is everybody has a cell phone nowadays, and the amount of alerts that we get on a cell phone, that's awesome. Actually, the siren should be like the plan B.
In other documents KTIV obtained, Wendy Hess, who, as we said, is the communication director for the Woodbury County Central, sent an email on May 20th about points they want to discuss with communities who use the outdoor warning siren system in Woodbury County. Those ideas include backup activation procedures. If the communications center activates the siren but it doesn't sound, is there a way for someone in town, like maintenance staff, fire department personnel, to manually trigger it? Public reporting expectations. Do residents know that if they don't hear the monthly test, they should report it to the city? And also preventative maintenance responsibilities. Are the sirens receiving routine maintenance? And what about using storm spotters? That used to be a fairly common option according to Hess, but she said it seems many departments have moved away from that practice. You can read more about the recent siren tests right now on KTIV.com. Jessica?
All right, Taylor, thank you for that update. And to keep the siren ready to go at a moment's notice, the city of Lawton also pays a small monthly electric bill. Now, according to documents we obtained, that bill is usually between $19 and $24 a month, even when the siren isn't making noise, but still needs electricity to stay awake and keep its batteries charged. Now, this is a small regular cost paid for by your local taxes to make sure the system is ready for an emergency. The siren uses anywhere from 114 to 137 units of energy every single month just to stay powered up and keep the backup batteries full.